The quiet drift often begins in the smallest moments. The way you hesitate before reaching for your partner's hand. The way you tidy the nightstand and feel a pang you can't quite name. You tell yourself you're busy, you're tired, you're older now, and desire must simply be fading like a sunset at the end of a long day. But underneath that story is something far more important. A voice that's gone quiet. The biggest intimacy mistake most women over 60 make isn't about the body at all. It's about believing you're supposed to want less, ask for less, and expect less. When you start believing that, you stop saying what your heart and body need. And silence slowly replaces closeness. Today, I want to help you change that story and come home to yourself again. I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and I've spent more than 15 years helping women navigate midlife and beyond with clarity and compassion. If you're new here, welcome to a community where your well-being matters and your voice is respected. I'd love for you to subscribe so these conversations find you each week. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how this circle of strong women stretches around the world. Let's start by naming the real issue. Shrinking your desire to fit a story that no longer serves you. I think of Carol, 68, who began stepping back from affection because she worried her partner didn't find her attractive anymore. She wanted connection but didn't want to be rejected, so she stopped initiating and he did too. In a few months, the house felt colder, even though nothing had been said. Here's the science behind what happened. Intimacy is a nervous system experience as much as a physical one. When you feel safe, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone that helps you soften into closeness. When you feel unsure, your brain raises cortisol, your internal guard dog. Think of your nervous system like a dimmer switch, not an on-off button. Anxiety turns the light down. Safety turns it up. The fix begins with giving your nervous system the safety cue it's been missing. Your own clear voice. When Carol began sharing small, honest sentences about what helped her feel close, simple moments like lingering hugs in the kitchen, or time to unwind before bed, her body got the message. It's safe to want. She and her partner started a 5-minute nightly check-in where they each named one thing that felt good that day and one small way to connect tomorrow. That habit lifted the dimmer. The benefits were quiet but strong. Fewer misunderstandings, warmer evenings, and a sense that closeness was something they were building together, not waiting for by chance. If this resonates with you, give this video a like. It tells me these topics matter and helps more women find this support. Here's the second part of the mistake. Expecting desire to be spontaneous, like a spark that flies out of nowhere. Many women experience what we call responsive desire. Interest that wakes up after the body and mind begin to warm. Maya, 66, thought her desire was broken because lightning didn't strike at 9 p.m. on the dot. When we reframe desire as something that often follows comfort, connection, and gentle stimulation, everything changed. The science makes this simple. After menopause, estrogen drops and the tissues of the vulva and vagina can become thinner and drier. Blood vessels also need a bit more encouragement to open, like garden hoses that work best once the water's flowing. Your body uses nitric oxide to relax those vessels. You can support that naturally with habits that help circulation. An easy walk after dinner, a warm shower, a few slow belly breaths that coax your nervous system toward calm. Even your plate can help by including nitrate-rich foods like leafy greens and beets, which your body can convert into nitric oxide. Think of this as laying kindling before lighting a fire. For Maya, a small ritual made a big difference. A 10-minute walk to shake off the day, a warm cup of tea, a shower, a little unscented moisturizer externally, and then unhurried touch. She learned to give herself 15 to 20 minutes of gentle build-up before deciding whether she felt interested. Often, interest showed up once her body felt safe and awake. She also started planning windows for connection. Not rigid appointments, but open space to explore without rushing. When you treat desire as something you invite, not command, you remove pressure and create room for pleasure to grow. The benefits ripple outward. better sleep, happier mornings, and a sense that your body can still surprise you. The third part of the mistake is treating intimacy like a performance instead of a connection. Perfectionism can sneak into the bedroom and turn your attention away from feeling and onto judging. Elena, 70, told me she used to scan her body for flaws the entire time she and her partner were together, and the more she judged, the less she felt. Attention is like a flashlight. Wherever it shines, sensation follows. When your flashlight stays on self-criticism, your brain's stress circuits hum louder. Oxytocin, dopamine, and endorphins, the chemistry of pleasure and bonding, have a harder time rising. We shifted Elena's focus to curiosity and sensation. She practiced a simple 3 senses minute before intimacy. For 60 seconds, she noticed 3 things she could feel: the softness of a blanket, warmth of skin, the rhythm of her breathing, things she could hear, the hush of the room, the heartbeat in her ear. 1 thing she could see: a kind face looking back at her. That tiny practice moved her out of judgment and into the present. The science supports this. Mindful attention steadies the nervous system, lowers cortisol, and makes room for oxytocin to do its job. She also experimented with softer lighting, music she loved, and positions that let her relax her belly and hips. When she needed lubrication, she used it without apology. Comfort is not cheating. Over time, she noticed less tension, easier arousal, and even less joint stiffness after nights of good connection. That's not a coincidence. Gentle touch and emotional closeness can reduce pain sensitivity and improve sleep quality. When you put connection over performance, you give your body permission to enjoy, not audition. The fourth part of the mistake is letting pain or dryness become a silent barrier. This one is tender, and it deserves your courage and care. Ruth, 72, had slow-building pain that made her dread intimacy. She tried to push through because she didn't want to disappoint her partner, and the result was predictable. More pain, more fear, more distance. Here's what helped. We acknowledged the body's real changes. Less estrogen can mean thinner tissue, higher pH, and more vulnerability to irritation. Ignoring that doesn't make you strong. Responding to it does. Ruth started a gentle routine. A regular vaginal moisturizer a few times a week to hydrate the tissue, a simple pelvic floor breathing practice to release tension instead of clenching, and plenty of external touch before any penetration. She and her partner created a graceful pause word, so she could stop and adjust without feeling guilty or dramatic. She tried positions that reduced pressure on tender areas and focused on outer cores, kissing, massage, a slow build, rather than rushing to a single destination. Within a month, her body trusted again. Pain eased and her confidence returned. Many women also find relief with local vaginal estrogen or other therapies prescribed by their clinician, which can restore moisture and resilience right where it's needed without affecting the whole body much. If that's appropriate for you, talk to your healthcare provider. Pelvic floor physical therapy can be a gift too. A skilled therapist can teach you how to relax overactive muscles and improve circulation. Using simple techniques you can continue at home. What I want you to hear is this: comfort is not a luxury. It's the foundation for intimacy at every age. Now let's bring these threads together into a plan you can actually live. Start by giving your nervous system what it needs to feel safe. That means using your voice in small, everyday ways. Tell your partner you want more hand-holding on walks, more unhurried hugs when you meet in the kitchen, more time to settle in before bed. Think of each request as a bridge plank. The path strengthens with every step. Build a simple warm-up ritual that suits you. It could be a short stretch, a warm bath, a favorite robe, a cup of tea, or soft music that signals, "I'm off duty from the day." If you like, add a few pelvic floor breaths. Inhale so your belly and pelvic floor gently expand. Exhale and allow a soft lift. This calms the brakes in your nervous system and invites more blood flow, the way opening a window invites in fresh air. Supporting circulation during the day makes evenings easier. A light walk, a glass of water each meal, leafy greens or beets alongside your usual favorites. These are small, steady votes for the kind of nights you want. Protect your tissues with comfort tools you deserve. A good quality, unscented lubricant during intimacy and a regular moisturizer on other days. And give yourself permission to slow down. Longer prelude isn't a workaround. It's the main event. Warmth creates responsiveness. Responsiveness builds desire. Equally important is how you talk to yourself. The stories you tell are chemistry too. If your inner voice says, "I'm past that," your body hears the message and the dimmer turns down. Try a kinder truth. My desire is different, not gone. It arrives when I feel safe, seen, and slowly warmed. I've seen women carry that sentence like a small stone in their pocket, something to touch when doubt flickers. You can also practice micro-connections during the day. Tiny notes of affection that prime your bond. A quick squeeze of your partner's hand while watching the news. A text that says you appreciated the way they refilled your glass at dinner. A playful smile in the hallway. These are more than gestures. They're breadcrumbs that lead the mind and body toward closeness later. Even if the evening ends with a shared blanket and deep rest instead of anything more. I want to circle back to self-worth because it threads through everything. You are not less worthy of pleasure because your body needs different care than it did at 25. You are not less beautiful because your skin tells stories of a life fully lived. Every laugh line and silver strand is part of your map. Your partner isn't looking for a performance. They long for your presence. Presence is what softness feels like. Presence is what honesty sounds like. Presence is what intimacy is made of. And a note for those who are single or healing from loss. This conversation is for you too. Intimacy begins with you. The same rituals, warm bath, gentle moisturizer, breath, attention to sensation, can belong to your solo care. When you practice being present with yourself, you rebuild trust with your own body. That trust travels with you into every relationship, including the one you may start later, the one you already have, or the one you're choosing to nurture within. If you try these ideas, keep them light and kind. Perfection is not the target. Rhythm is. When something feels good, let yourself name it. When something doesn't, change course. Treat the bedroom like a conversation, not a script. Let laughter be welcome. Let tears be welcome. Let silence be full and safe. The more you practice, the more your body learns that intimacy is a place of ease, not a test you have to pass. Before we close, I'll leave you with a simple evening rhythm you can try this week. Enjoy a calm, screen-free hour before bed. Take a warm shower or bath and breathe slowly, letting your belly rise and fall. Moisturize tender tissues with a product designed for everyday comfort. Put on something soft that makes you feel good. Share a long, unhurried hug. 20 seconds can reset your nervous system in beautiful ways. Move into touch that's slow and exploratory rather than goal-driven. Pause often, adjust freely, and follow warmth. If desire shows up, welcome it. If it doesn't, you've still cared for your body and your bond. That care is never wasted. You are not too old. You are not broken. And you are absolutely not alone. Your desire isn't a switch that someone forgot to flip. It's a flame that answers to breath, safety, and tenderness. If this message helped you, subscribe to stay connected with this growing circle of strong, informed women. Share your city in the comments so we can cheer for one another across the map. And send this video to a friend who needs gentle encouragement tonight. Take care of yourself. Your body, your voice, your heart. You're worth that care every day. I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and I'll see you in the next one.